heavy dose of MMA and UFC. Let's get right to it. Joe Rogan had a lot to say about Khamzat Chimaev and his abilities in the UFC octagon. Here's what Joe had to say. You have to be an Olympic caliber wrestler to scrap with that guy. Khamzat Chimaev, undefeated middleweight champion. Khamzat Chimaev has plans to move up to middleweight. Khamzat Chimaev says he has one more fight, only one more fight, and he's moving up. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Alex Pereira, I'd like to see Islam Makhachev versus Khamzat Chimaev. I'd like to see Ilya Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. People keep asking me what fights I want to see. Them, right there. And I'd like to see Max Holloway rematch Ilya Topuria at 155 pounds. Because I think Max can have his number there. I really do. Let's get on to our next story of the day. We need to move fast, move real fast. And yeah, there's planes in the background. Because I live near an airport in Orlando. And yes, it's annoying. Charles Oliveira on being next for the title. Here's what he had to say. With all due respect, I sell many more than two are going to fight for the interim title. Charles Oliveira is saying he can sell more tickets and put more butts in the seats and make more money than Justin Gaethje and Patty the Batty Pimblett. Charles Oliveira doesn't understand why they're fighting for the title. And a lot of us don't understand. Let's be honest. We don't understand, right? Moving right along, let's talk about Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander Volkanovski says two things. This is from his interview from yesterday, his YouTube channel. He said, I am not retiring. I don't know where all these rumors are coming around, but I am not retiring. Alexander Volkanovski is not retiring after UFC 325 rematch with Diego Lopez. Not happening. He's going to keep fighting. And here's what he wants to do. Volk says, I'd love to rematch and get the wins back from Ilya Topuria and Islam Makhachev. Volk wants revenge against Topuria and Makhachev. And he's not retiring. He's not going nowhere. I don't blame him. Here's his quote. It will not be my last fight. That's Volk. Arman Sarukian is set to grapple Shara Bullet December 30th in Russia. Sarukian versus Shara Bullet. Shara Bullet is a kickboxer, striker, Muay Thai. Arman Sarukian is a mixed martial artist. We know how that one's going to go. I'm going to go first round submission. Arman, check. Another side mission done for Arman on his way to becoming UFC lightweight champion. And yes, I did say that. Arman Sarukian will be the UFC lightweight champion. Absolutely. In 1 year. In 1 year. I do believe that. UFC heavyweight Curtis Razor Blades had this to say about Alex Pereira's move up to heavyweight. It's not a good idea. I don't like it. It's going to disrupt things. It's going to mess up the rankings and the order of things. Curtis Razor Blades is not a fan of Alex Pereira moving up to heavyweight and getting immediate title shot. And he's right. He's right. Those guys have paid their dues at the heavyweight. But guess what? The heavyweight division is crickets. It's thin. Nobody's talking about it. And if Alex Pereira moves up to heavyweight and he gets a big name fight, it's going to make money for the UFC. Curtis Blades versus anybody, it's not going to make a lot of money. And that's what it comes down to business. Nothing against Curtis Blades. Huge fan. Like him as a person. I love him as a fighter. I like his newfound power in his hands. And also, Curtis Blades had this to say about Tom Aspinall. He's not a bitch. He's not a hoe. He's not scared. Curtis Razor Blades says Tom Aspinall is none of those things. He defends Tom Aspinall. He says he got eye poked against Cyril Gaines. Cyril Gaines a dirty fighter. You know how it is. What's up, G? We're just running through the news fast, man. People say I need to talk faster. I'm going to talk faster. I'm going to run through the news, and I'm going to give you the news fast, baby. Patty Pimblett had this to say about Justin the Highlight Gaethje. They have a title fight coming January 2026. Gaethje, Patty Pimblett, UFC interim lightweight title. Ilya Tapiri's on the shelf, personal issues, taking some time off. Here's what Paddy the Baddy had to say. I'll knock him out. People think I'm just going to grapple and take him down, but no, I'm not going to do that. That is Paddy. Paddy's full of crap. He's going to take him down and he's going to try to submit him. Haha, we know that. We know that. We know that, broho. But nice try, man. Nice try. UFC White House event. President Trump says this. It's going to be 8 to 9 title fights. That's a lot. That's all of the men's division plus 2 of the women. Everybody's going to be fighting for the title this summer. Oh, my. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a nice way to hype the fight. That's President Trump. Also, Mark Shapiro, I believe, COO of TKO Group, had this to say. There will be no tickets for sale for the UFC White House event. None. No tickets for sale for the UFC White House event. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Controversial quote, controversial from yesterday, and it's about Aljamain Sterling and his. He was upset that Pantoja had injured himself and the fight ended so fast, and he said it threw a curveball in Team Merab's warm up for his fight versus Peter Yan, and it may have impacted his performance. Here's what he had to say. We started warming up, and then Pantoja dislocates his elbow, and it's just a huge curveball in our warm-up. That's Aljamain Sterling saying things got all messed up because Pantoja dislocated his arm in the first 35 seconds of the fight. They were expecting to be able to warm up, but guess what? What if Joshua Van would have knocked him out in the first 10 seconds or 30 seconds? It's the same result. You should have already been ready. Aljamain Sterling's taking a lot of heat today. Joanna Jędrzejczyk said to Jabaha Hill, because they had a huge blow up. You know, everybody's read about that. Everybody's seen the video. Jabaha Hill, 260 pounds, threatened a 120-pound woman in Vegas. I don't know what happened, but let me just say this. It's a bad look for Jabaha Hill. Everything about Jabaha Hill, he gets heat for. This is just a bad look. Now, I'm not saying it's his fault, but obviously from watching his long 7-8 minute explanation, he got into a conversation with JJ, and he probably shouldn't have. He should have just said, hi, how are you? Instead of asking her all these questions. And he tried to riz her up in 2023, and she said no. Just stay away. Your girlfriend wasn't there, blah, blah, blah. Your friend was there, but you don't threaten a woman on camera. You don't do that. JJ says this. You are full of lies, Jamaha Hill. I know the truth, and yes, it's a shame you don't have a camera on. Jamaha Hill called her retarded. Yeah. Check out our YouTube. You'll see all the videos. Go to our YouTube shorts, man. We've got some great shorts on there. We put all our news on there every day. Check them out. Ilya Tapiri says this to Merab Dvalishvili. Brother, life is full of twists and turns, but to us, you will always be the best. You will always be the best. You will come back much stronger. Ilya Tapiri gives, that, you know what? That's what Merab needs to hear. Merab needs to hear he's going to come back strong and he's going to win his title back. Do I think Merab gets his title belt back? Maybe. But there's a good chance he doesn't. I think Merab needs to move up to 145 and get that double belt. You know, that's what Aljo's trying to do. Ilya Tapiri with some kind words from fellow Georgian, Merab Dvalishvili. Khamzat wants to move up to light heavyweight and fight Alex Pereira. Khamzat Chimaev does not want to fight Imavov. Here's what he had to say. I don't want to fight him. He is a good man. We know each other. Khamzat Chimaev doesn't want to fight the number one contender. He's going to have to. Sean O'Malley said this about Merab not receiving an immediate title shot. Now, Merab says he's going to get a title shot immediate. The UFC said yes. They called him. Sean O'Malley says it's not going to happen. He says he just got 50-45, got dominated. They're not going to run it back. I disagree with Sean O'Malley. I think they're going to run it back. Conor McGregor. Here's what Conor McGregor says. He wants to fight Michael Chandler in June, get the win. He wants to fight Islam Makhachev for the UFC welterweight title after that and win. Be the first Triple Crown winner. Featherweight, lightweight, welterweight. Conor McGregor wants to fight for the title in 1 year. Oh my. Can he do it? You never know. Can be done. Kamaru Usman said he's moving up to middleweight after he wins the welterweight title back. He will vacate the welterweight title, move up to welterweight, defeat Khamzat, and then retire. That's how Kamaru Usman plans to end his career. Demetrius Johnson's getting a little backlash about his comments about Alexandre Pantoja. Here's what he had to say as the fight's going on. The 11 consecutive title streak stays intact. His record, right when Pantoja dislocated his arm. He's getting a little backlash about that because of the timing. Anyway, he said it, celebrated a little bit, but guess what? Heat of the moment. DJ gets a pass. You know, DJ's not with the guru anymore. People are happy, but I think DJ's getting a little bit of heat from being with the guru. Me, I don't care if he was with the guru. I don't even care about the guru. Hey, guru, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody, because I love everybody. God is good, and MMA is great. The UFC has one more event this weekend, and then we have 5-6 weeks off. That's all I got. This is your daily dose of UFC. I'm Chris with MMA Uncensored. Have a great day, fight fans.